Finders.
I'm Megan Deputy from the Ghost Finders.
And I'm Rob from the Ghost Finders. And you're watching
Reality Check TV.
I'm here with the Ghost Finders, a ghost hunting TV show, which is one of those things I'm really fascinated about. Now, introduce yourself to the people who don't know.
My name is Daniel Class. I'm from New York.
Megan Deputy from North Carolina.
I'm Rob Thompson. I'm a medium, and I'm from the UK, but I live here in America.
For the people that don't know, give us a little history of how long you guys have been doing this. And
I've been doing this for almost 20 years. This is my first season with the Ghost Finders, though.
I created this. I've been investigating the paranormal now for about 25 years. And I decided it was time to video document. It sort of began like that, video documenting a lot of the investigations, and sort of really grew from there as this whole phenomenon and the paranormal reality thing took off. And it's grown exponentially beyond what we expected it to.
How'd you get hooked up, Megan?
So Rob actually reached out to me because he wanted to look at some new techniques in speaking and communicating with spirits and entities. And as a practicing traditional witchcraft witch, I've brought some of those techniques to the show, and it's been phenomenal. We always are respectful, we don't antagonize, and we use a bunch of eclectic techniques from around the world. And that, married with the technology that's available today, we've had some pretty remarkable results.
Give me a story of one of your most amazing discoveries.
We were investigating a slave plantation from the Chief Justice of the United States, John Marshall, and he was a nice guy, but he was a slave owner. And we went down into the area where the slaves were, one of their areas where they, lived, and made the announcement that this was a few years ago, that the president was a black man. And our equipment lit up like a Christmas tree. The emotion, it was like a little green man coming down in an alien ship and saying, for them, it was something that was just, this man has to get some, medication. But it was, when they finally realized I was telling the truth, it was just euphoria. Euphoria. It was a beautiful moment. My cameraman's eyes were pouring with tears. Those beautiful little moments are why we do what we do.
The first time I ever saw an entity with my own eyes, I was in a theater, an old theater, and I was up in the mezzanine level of the theater. And my quest was to kind of visualize what I've always heard and felt around me. I ended up seeing a shadow figure. It emerged from the wall, and it glided in front of me. We had a laser grid set up, and this laser light was not going through this mass. And it scared the crap out of me. It was my quest to see this thing, but when I finally saw it with my own eyes, I was terrified. It didn't do anything to me. It just kind of glided in front of me and glided into the projection room. And I remember running down the stairs, going outside the building. I felt like a big baby. But it was like, that's what I wanted. And then I've been after that ever since to try to find out more of what happens in the afterlife.
On a recent upcoming episode, there was a moment where not a human entity spirit, but I felt this creature-like spirit, and he's kind of watched over me. And in my circle, the Connect Cam actually picks up this four-legged creature walking with me, and I could feel his presence, and then you see me acknowledge him without realizing it's there. There's nothing that can be seen to the eye. So I would say that's such a beautiful experience to know with having that backed up, and that's because of these guys. So I love sharing that. There's different kinds of spirits out there, and one person might be experiencing one thing, another, and we're all arguing and agreeing about the same different kinds of things. So we're just here to help communicate and share with you guys our experiences and try and broaden the view.
How do you guys deal with skeptics? I'm sure you get a lot of skeptics that...
You know what? It's absolutely necessary. Yeah. It's a prerequisite, because, having a healthy skepticism is necessary with everything. All of this is can never remember that there's no science really to this. There's a very fuzzy science, and a lot of this is theorem, which is what makes it more special. Not makes it more of a reason to dismiss, but having a healthy skepticism. Not every noise is a response, to my question. It might be Bill the cameraman's burrito that he had this afternoon. It might be in an open mindset, but also investigating means looking for other explanations first before you decide that everything you see and hear is a paranormal event.
Right.
So,
Definitely. It's all just little puzzle pieces. We're not here to convince anyone. We're mainly here with loving and respectful hearts to keep telling the stories of these spirits and entities and helping us communicate with one another. And that's what's brought us this far, and we're so thankful for it. Well, the Ghost Finders are on Amazon Prime. VidiSpace is a great location, especially if you like other paranormal shows. And then on Roku, the Spirit Channel, Apple TV, we're very easy to reach. And then you can even watch some of our episodes on YouTube as well. Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, it was great. It was good talking to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Yes.
as well.
Yes.